I thank y'all so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here once again. I was just posting about it earlier. I've been a full-time international performing artist for 17 years now. Thank you, right? Doing what I absolutely feel like I've been called to do, walking in my purpose. And as a full-time artist, what you find as you continue, all events are not created equal. Now, as you continue to hone your craft, you get to be more selective about what you choose to take, what you don't. But there are some organizations, there are some people, there are some companies that every time they reach to you, you're gonna say yes. And Wendy, you are one of those people. I thoroughly enjoy the intentionality that you guys put into your events and productions, and even beyond that, just hotel room, just thinking about the artists in advance, making sure the things that I need are there. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for having me. Can y'all just clap it up one time for the Hunt Collective. I'm gonna do some poetry for y'all, and I get to weave it in and out of this podcast situation. So I'm gonna give y'all a little K-Love poetry etiquette. Usually I don't like when people eating while I'm doing my poetry, because I be liking for y'all to holler back at me, and it's hard to holler while you got hot wings in your throat. But we gonna work it out. Y'all gonna be able to give me some signs to let me know that y'all hear me or y'all feel me. So I like when people treat my poetry like a Southern Black Baptist church. So if the pastor say something that you like, you feel, you respect what you do, say that, all right? Wave your hands in the air. Even if you got a little chicken grease on it, I'm not judging you. Just, if you give me a wave, I know I done said something that touched your spirit. If your hands are free and you can hold a chicken wing with one hand and snap with the other, give me some snaps like that. Let me see y'all. Y'all are talented. Talented. Thank you. If you're in tune with the hip-hop culture and you know what a bar is and you hear a bar, you can yell out bars. Somebody say bars, and you got to do your hand like a real rapper when you do it, bars. And I love when my sister girls reach up in the air and grab absolutely nothing and be like, yes, can we? Yes. And then I also like when my sister girls give me one of them side swipe, period. Because, yes, brother's just a strong, you know what I'm saying? I'll take one of these from you. If I hit you, give me one of these, brothers. I already know y'all in here, okay? All right, so the first piece that I'm going to do for you guys is a piece entitled Scars. I realized that I am one of those people that really appreciates people with scars. How many people in here got scars? For sure. Physical scars, raise your hand. Mental, emotional scars, raise your hand. Be honest. Okay, that's what I like. I feel like scars give you permission to speak. If you ain't never been through nothing, what are you talking for? You just slid through this life perfectly. What you talking for? I want to hear from people that got scars, and so I wrote a poem just about appreciating people with scars. And it go a little something like this. All poetry based on true story. I'll take a bruised and battered brother. I'll take a bruised and battered brother. In fact, I love a lacerated lover. Branded, but candid about how he handled the hand he was handed. I'm talking about the type that done dealt with some hard issues. Type of brother fall down, get up, wipe his tears with scar tissue. I need a brother that survives some One that's lasted through wits, more lashes than chicks. I need a God equipped with gashes, scratches, and nicks, but still mixed with magic and gifts. A king that can cope with the contusions from his confusion. A brother that knows how to lose and not lose him in the process. One that knows how to fail. One that's taken L's, probably smoked some too. The type that's made well. A dude that's made do through the furnace, got legions from learning that earned him some wisdom. Yeah, I'll take the tattered type. I'll take the tattered type. That's battled life and death within himself. His ropes be wealth of knowledge. You can call his cuts college. You can call his cuts college. Because they taught what them textbooks don't teach. I love a brother that's not so far removed from the streets. One that danced with the feet and his footwork is still imprinted in the pavement. One who ain't afraid to tell me where the pain went. One that survived his enslavement. I'd be like, yo, give me the one who made it. Because I love, baby, I love a reformed thug with warm hugs. Yes, come on. I love and I gotta say reform because some people get it twisted. Not currently. Not current, baby. Please don't be outside shooting up clubs and stuff right now. I love a reformed thug with warm hugs and pierced skin, fierce men who made it through. Baby, I love your freckles and faded tattoos. I keep a jar of shea butter just for you. Because I believe in building with brothers with blisters. And as a woman, check my circle. I only surround myself with sisters that have seen life from all its angles. I'm talking bruises and bangles, draped in scrapes, but still out here cloaked in capes, whose hurts don't hurt no more. Because they've healed and been healed before. Been through the ringer and zinger, warrior women who got stories on living from dust to dope, hustle to hope, goddesses, often on a human trip, in tune with grit and grime, groomed through wit and time, corns on their feet just like mine. Like mine, the keeper of cocoa butter for cuts to come. I hang around the type of women that'll tell you straight up that they've looked dumb for love a time or two. I hang around the type of women that'll tell you straight up what they've been through and seem to revisit sometimes. I'm talking about the type of women with stretch marks on their bellies and thighs, from either giving life or just living life. Baby, these are the signs. I hang around moon mamas who suffer through womb traumas, mastectomies and more, still out here soaring with their sores. See me? I need friends with flaws. I'll take my mentors marred in mistakes, laced with lessons, still questioning life, because ain't nobody always been right. So you can save your persona of perfection for playtime with tots. I'm a grown-ass woman. I know life and thrown some rocks. So sis, tell me about the time your throne was rocked. And your crown almost fell off. Tell me about that time you were lost. How you survived your hell. See, people like to tell you about their glory stories, right? But tell me about that time you were lost. How you survived your hell. Tell me about that light that lit your path so well. Do tell about those relationships that set sail and fail. See, me, I hang around humans. People with pimples and problems who ain't afraid to rock them. You can catch them on any given day. They be out here walking through Gotham like, you want to know how I got these scars? Villains turn victors because they're still standing. Works of art, unapologetic about their aesthetics, because we done been through it all. And we be each other's band-aids till we get better. See, beneath the pus, we could laugh, pick our scabs together, call me when your stitches itch. I'm unbothered by your blemishes. They could never diminish your dope. Because every time you get the courage to show the world your gory glory, you administer hope. And what if stars are really just scars on the body of a melanated sky? Placed there by God, by design, to remind you of that time you survived, when you literally thought you would die. Never be ashamed of your scars, for they made you exactly who you are. Thank you. When I tell you that my husband-to-be is everything I wrote in this poem, and anything he's not, I did not write it. I'm talking about down to the description, to how he looks physically, every single thing that I wrote in this poem, this man actually is. A video of me doing poetry went viral, and he saw the video. That's how he ended up following me on social media and essentially sliding in my inbox. A video that I didn't even have, I didn't even think, but that's how he got here. So there's some specific things, but I wrote this poem. This is the K-Love's Prayer, also known as the Sierra's Prayer in poetry form, called The Manifestation. I was like, I will real men. I will real men, healed hymns. They keep me humming. They keep coming all around me, astounding brown kings. I see intellectual, sapiosexuals. I see husbands waiting to happen, humble captains asking for relationships. The kindness absent from that vacant shit. So open, soaked, and self-aware. I see the kindness, kind and full of care, and I don't have to ask for his attention or convince him because he's already there. We arrived at the same time, derived from the same mind. Hardest job I got is choosing who I'm going to leave my heart with, because lately, everywhere I look, there's a good brother looking for love. And I hook them with a book and a hug, stand-up dudes and chocolate hues, fellas filled with faith, into building, into real estate, but in the real estate. And what's doper than a brother that's ready, emotionally sound, with a crown, down to put a ring around your life, the kind that's really single. I had to say that really part. The kind that's really single and available, somewhere dreaming about his wife. He can handle my mind and my mouth. We still working on the mouth part, y'all. He can handle my mind and my mouth, my grind and my clout. And lately, that's the only kind of brothers that seem to seek me out, because I be willing wise guys. And we connect instantly like wildfire. I only be where pharaohs roam. They attracted to my pheromones. There's something about their baritones. They respect my queendom, so they only come bearing thrones. With foundations to build on. Men that understand that leveling up is actually settling down. He wants the woman on the stage, so he ain't chasing the crowd. Men motivated to master monogamy, but not for me. He just want to see how disciplined he could be as a mate. And as of late, the brothers really been stepping up to the plate. I guess they finally know a meal when they see one. Want to plant a seed with the queen with the green thumb. He know I can make his king come. We connect and watch the cream come. No kingdom, this king be clever. And lately, I keep attracting better and better with little to no effort, because this is a let them pray sort of thing. And you know what's instrumental about that? In attempting to manifest love, I had did everything. I did all the prayers, the chants, the posting, all of the dating apps. I did all of the things, but I said, if I'm as good of a woman as I believe I am, some man should be out here praying for me. Amen. This is a let them pray sort of thing. I'm talking about brothers out here on their knees. They want something real too. They had enough with you snacks. I know men fasting for real food. They at the mosque making salat for a sister. Want to pause and reflect, slow down, say la for a sister. They choosing at the church house. I'm getting approached when I work out. They be at the gym, approaching respectfully in bars. They out here looking sharp. I see the brothers dressed in accountability in God. In God. I'm loving the shift I'm starting to see in the brothers lately. I'm seeing integrity, follow through, abundance in my dating. I stopped waiting and I spoke it. I stopped waiting and I spoke it. You can call this a manifest. Now the only men I get are the ones I'm equally yoked with. And they approaching so quick. They coming with commitment and focus. No hocus pocus, because they know I don't believe in magic. But I do believe in black love. I do believe that when little boys go away, grown men show up. And they showing out. I guess they finally understand. We got nation building to do. I asked him, what's with the change? He say, what's better than 1 billionaire? 2. What's a Boaz with no roof? What's a Boaz with no roof? That's like a house with no covering. I'm attracting brothers that actually respect the covenant. They covet it. Just wait until the summer hits. I'm willing weddings with my writings. I'm writing family structures back in order.
That's right.
So black men are teaching their black sons that there is an end goal when dating. That's to marry somebody's black daughter, because I will real men, healed hymns. They keep me humming. I knew he was coming. You could call this the manifestation. Thank you.
Go ahead. Listen, I'm again speechless. Ooh, that was powerful, sis.
Thank you.
It's about manifesting. I could relate because I remember I was at a point in my life where I wanted to know myself. So I didn't date, and I just strictly went to work, and I gave my undivided attention to my children. And I prayed. I said, God, give me a husband who can take all of me, everything that comes with me, and could supply all of my needs. And a lot of us, you know, we say we want money. Like, when I say all of my needs, I mean my family. I mean my attitude. I mean my past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not ashamed to say, I know a lot of women who's ashamed to say that they got 3 baby dads. I have 3 different fathers for my children. But God gave them a true father, and that doesn't take anything away from my oldest children's fathers. But
I love it.
I really could not get anything better than the man that he is. So you have to be intentional. You have to manifest what you want. And when you begin, my daughter, she pulled her phone. She said, I'm recording all of this. But that's what I want. I don't want her on Instagram saying, oh, I'm like, damn, no, baby. Yeah, I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? I want her to be in circles and to be in environments like this and to see that these are the things that you have to feed into your subconscious, your heart, your gut, and all of that, so you can manifest these things, because you are the sum of the 5 people, or better yet, more, you know? So I try to bring my children around us. Like, I think I'm hip as a mother. Right, T? Am I not hip? Yeah. So like, I had this big transformation today. And so I called my husband on FaceTime. I was like, Jen, I gotta call Lynch, because if I go home, he might be like, what the? Right? So I call him, make sure he good with it. He calls her on the low. She FaceTimed me. Mom, let me see your hair. So I needed her approval, you know what I mean? But that makes me hip, you right? But she said I'm a baddie. Period. Listen, that's right, I'm blonde and bald. What y'all gonna do about that?
What they gonna do with it?
But no, all jokes aside, Like I said, just being intentional, y'all. Like, we don't do this for ticket sales. We don't do this for the fame or the fortune. We do this to pour back. I didn't have this. Nobody did this for me. And talking about a revolutionary wife, a revolutionary woman, y'all can see that my husband is a very strong man. Give me about 3 or 4 years ago, this mic would have been soaked with tears. Because I just had this fear of public speaking. It was just the nerve, and I just could not do anything like this. But I thank God for the confidence that He's restored and built inside of me, that I can sit here and testify and witness and give back and teach and pour into women and to men along with my husband. And this is Empowerment Weekend, and this is number 5. It's really like number 7, but COVID kind of threw us back. But number 5 consistently. And I wanted to bring the men in so you all can kind of see what we go through and some of the things that we need and what you all need, just to have men in here tonight and her to just speak about how she manifested a husband. I don't know about y'all, but did y'all pray for, a better man? Listen, y'all know I'm former police, so I pay attention to detail. And I saw my girl Keisha, and when you talked about scars, you held your husband's hand, right? Because it touched you, because you got some scars. But you and him, y'all are able to connect. But I praise God, and I thank God that impacted you, that you, boo, this is us. Thank you for being my Band-Aid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful.
Yeah, man, the intentionality that you have to manifest, because it's important to know, I didn't want just any man. Of course, if you're a halfway decent person, there are always options. I wanted something specific. I wanted who God had for me specifically, and I was willing to wait for that. And even when I got into a season of just thinking that God wasn't going to do it, one of the things that I did was start sowing into appreciating the loving relationships that I had in my life that were non-romantic. That's when I started really cultivating my sisterhood and realizing that no matter what man came or went, my sisters were always there. That's and right. I said, let me turn the eye into them. Let me serve my parents better. Let me sit at their feet. So that whole 2020 when COVID happened, it's interesting. I couldn't wait to get out of that, only to find out that my father would pass in 2021. If I'd have known what I know now, I'd have sat in it a little bit longer. But during that time, during COVID, where I wished I had a mate or that mate, I sold into serving my parents. I went over, I gave my daddy pedicures and brushed his hair and cooked for them and did all of those things. So sometimes when you are in your waiting season, there is more work for you to do on yourself, and that's part of the manifestation as well. You are learning how to serve so that when you do get this thing that you're asking God for, you can cultivate it right. And the other thing is in your circles, right. While you're trying to manifest something, the things that are around you, the people that are around you, what you're listening to, what you're reading, so on and so forth, needs to line up with the vision of what it is that you want. So I had a few sister friends I had to cut out during that season because they were in a bitter place as it pertained to men, and they were like, they were kind of like on the N-A-S, if y'all know what that means. And they were kind of on that vibration, and I had to separate myself because if I'm thinking that, how do I manifest the good man that I'm trying to manifest? So I had to really make those adjustments, things that you're watching on TV. If you're watching, things about men cheating and all of those type of things, your environment has to line up with what you're asking God for. And so I really, really worked on that, and I'm so grateful because as I sit here right now with y'all, I told somebody, interestingly in my life, I've been a lot of places I wasn't at. Let that sit on you. I remember being in relationships where a covering was so absent that I couldn't be where I was. Meaning, imagine me out here doing God's work like I'm here right now, doing God's work here, but my whole mind and being is wherever the man is. And so I can't even sit here and have this dialogue with you because now I'm trying to rush back over to my phone to text, and I'm trying to get back to the hotel to call, make sure everything is still okay because I feel so insecure with the connection that I don't have that I can't be present and that is taken away from the purpose that God has created me for, which is bigger than just being somebody's wife. And so what I figured for my life, though I wanted what my parents had, the truth of the matter is the total of my life up to this point, my biggest lesson has been self-love. And because God entrusted me with this purpose and he's serious about this purpose with me, he refused to give me anything that was going to be a distraction from it. And so it wasn't until I could prove to the Creator that I could manage my purpose and my partner at the same time that God actually released my partner. And so I sit here, fully here with y'all, fully present. I know what's happening back in my home. I know what's happening in my heart. And I can balance the two. And so I'm just grateful for that journey.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that part with us too. You also shared with me something that I think you skipped over it, but after that post went viral, there was a little time lapse there that you kind of skipped over, but you went through something, and then you said the next guy that I date has to write an essay.
Yes. So, beginning of 2020, I was like, I had just experienced a situation where a brother just couldn't do the things that he was promising. And this brother just so happened to be on the East Coast as well. Somebody on the West Coast decided I needed to meet this guy. And so I talked to him for a very short period of time, but it was intense, and he was talking like he was ready to do all of these things, and when it came down to it, he wasn't able to do all of these things or commit or any of those things. And so I was kind of frustrated with brothers at the beginning of 2020, and I put up a post that said, next brother try to talk to me, gonna have to give me an essay. And a brother slid in my DM and was like, what format you want, MLA or APA? I said, hold on. I went over to his page, scrolled back 72 weeks because what a little sister said, make sure you go to his page 72 weeks. You gotta scroll on that boy like this. You gotta scroll. Keep going. Find out who he cut out that picture on his profile in '98. Keep going because you need to know. And so we chatted for 4 days on inbox. And on the 4th day, he asked me for my number. This is April of 2020. And I froze. I realized he was from Baltimore. And I was like, I just talked to a brother that lived in D.C. Y'all might all run in a pack. I don't know. But if I'm going to get played, I had decided at that moment, if I'm going to get played, I'm going to get played at the crib. Right. Plenty men in Chicago willing to play me right at the crib. I ain't even got to take a flight for it. But listen, waiting to play me every day. But I was scared, and so I just didn't respond to the inbox after that. We talked for 4 days in the inbox. I never responded. The next year, on March the 29th, I got an inbox that said, hey, I'm just checking on you. Wow. I had to go back up to see who it was. This was the essay brother. A whole year later, I didn't even know he still existed. You know, if you only talk to somebody for 4 days on the inbox, you ain't thinking about him. And during that time, me being a public figure and a viral kind of person, so many people were sending me their condolences about my father passing. And so I just kind of didn't, how did I even see his message? And so I read his message, and I said, well, thank you. And for those subsequent days, he continued to send very positive and uplifting messages. And this wasn't like your average, like, good morning, queen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was really thoughtful and intentional. So about a week after him doing that every single day, I said, hey, is this like a group chat you got me in? chain letter, like, what? I'm trying to figure out what's to you. Like, why you? And he was like, well, I've been watching you for this whole time, and I seen you post about your dad, and I got a daughter, and I always hope that she feels like that about me. So when I saw you lost your father, it touched me, and I know you probably got people to talk to, but I'm just saying, I'm here. I'm in here. And I thought it was so genuine that I said, okay, God, if he asked me for my number again, I'm going to say yes this time. 3 days passed by, he asked me for my number again. I've literally not went a day without talking to this man either. And that's another thing that I'll say. Death, grief will make you push your glasses back up on your eyes. It'll make you pull your glasses back up. You see differently. You start to see value in people differently. And as sad as I am that I lost my father, I don't know what else could have made me brave enough to take the risk with this brother. And that man did everything that he said he would do. March 29th, May 11th, we got into a relationship. This all the same year. October the 10th, I relocated to Baltimore, Maryland. The man was outside of my house with the U-Haul packing my entire life up. I asked him about marriage. I said, well, when he asked me, he said, how soon is too soon to relocate? I said, well, how soon are you talking? He said, 6 months. I said, okay, am I going to tell my grieving mother and grieving grandparents that I'm relocating to Baltimore to be with my boyfriend? He said, I know exactly what you're saying, and all I'm asking is, give me a year. And I thought about how I had let so many people play in my face for less serious commitments. A brother was trying to figure out if I could be his girlfriend for 4 years. You know what I mean? And I said, a year. He said, that way you don't have to worry or wonder, and I also have time to do it the way that I want to do it. I said, okay. October 10th, I relocated to Baltimore. 1 year later, October the 15th, he proposed to me in Chicago. And now we are 42 days away from my wedding, and God did it.
We got 1,000,001 like manifestation stories, but I ain't going into it. We don't got that much time. But let me tell you what I heard. Only thing I heard was from the time that you froze up from not giving him your number to the following year when he just checked on you, the only thing I heard was the person that you had to become within that year to actually receive the lottery ticket.
Come on.
She actually got the lottery ticket the year before, but she couldn't cash in on it because she had to become the person that she needed to be, to get it, to keep it, sustain it, to nurture it, to grow it, and then to be able to give these lessons and things back to that. And the reason why I'm using lottery ticket as an analogy is because 95% of all people who hit the lottery are broke within 5 years. Did you hear what I said? But she had to become someone, you hear me? To keep all the things that came with the ticket. Did you hear what I said? And within that year, she wrote this letter of manifestation, this poem of manifestation, so that she now could be ready to receive in full capacity. So she needed a year to develop into the vessel that would be able to receive all of this man, and all that he had to offer. Now, when you're only an 8-ounce cup, you can only get 8 ounces of whatever it can fit. That's it. But when you take the time to develop into a 16 ounce, a 32 ounce, a gallon,
big goat.
What you first bargained for? Does that make sense? So if you didn't hear anything from this entire thing, you need to understand that you have to become the person you need to be to get all the things that you're looking for.
Because what if I'd have did it while I was still hurt? You know, I had that skewed perception of brothers. What if I'd have still, against my will, got into a relationship with him? How bitter would I have been?
Absolutely.
How, distrusting would I have been?
Absolutely. And as we talk about the process of manifestation and her literally like going through this practice, the Bible says you have not because you ask not. And a lot of us don't really understand the process of manifestation. We don't understand the power of our tongue. So we never get into fully doing these practices. You guys hear me talk about this stuff all the time. I ask you to write these letters to your future self. I ask you to write them in the present tense. I ask you to actually invoke emotion to it and all these different things. And you look at me like, yeah, you know, this nigga's crazy. You know, he's just talking. He wants to let us know he's smart, whatever. But
Yeah.
I give you what I give you, and you're not ready for it. But I bring you people to show you that, look, it works if you work it.
That's right.
Got it, y'all? All right, look, Wendy, I'm going to let you close it off, but let's give it up one more time for